good, everybody? It's your girl, Ling Bling Wing Ching. Welcome back to another episode of Sports Scene Puma Put Me On. As you all know, I am not rolling alone. I am with my buddy Twisty. What are you saying?
What in time, poison? What we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Today's a very special day, Twisty.
Talk to
Today,
me.
we are joined by Andile, who is the head of TuneCore for Southern Africa.
Yes,
How are
ma'am.
you doing, Andile?
Hello, everyone. It's good to be here. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. It's an honor to have you on board. Thank you for your time as well.
No, thank you guys very much. It's always an honor to be here. It's nice to be around people that I like.
How's Kawara relax and chaka ki vele wabona situation wabo.
No, I'm not used to these podcast things. You know how it is.
I get the fella poison. And tell me, so why the partnership, this partnership with Sports Scene and Puma? Why did you guys choose to contribute?
Yeah, thanks. That's a good question. I think for me, the reason why we went with this partnership is that Sports Scene and Puma have always been at the front of culture and have been a big supporter of music culture.
For sure.
Particularly in South Africa. And for us as TuneCore, our biggest goal is to be really where the people are at, where the creators are at, where the fans are at. So for us, this partnership was kind of a meeting of, beautiful minds coming together. We're very aligned on a lot of things. And the main reason why we wanted to pursue this is that we wanted to be supporting the culture and the music culture the exact same way Sports Scene has been doing it for years and put me on. The exact same way Puma has been doing it with them.
For sure.
Okay, so what is the main objective for this talent search competition, right? What are the goals that you guys are hoping to achieve through this partnership?
Yeah, I think for us, the main goal really is that we just really want to be a part of that conversation where we're looking at the next generation of musicians, and we want to make sure that we are there nurturing those next generations of musicians. I think one thing that we know as a business is that a lot of the young guys, the young cats coming up, don't really know a lot about distribution, about the music industry. We want to be able to be there to nurture and coach, because that's really what we're about. We're really about helping artists get known, make better music, and obviously earning and making a career out of making music as well.
Okay.
Yeah, now tell me, how does a music distribution company mentor, young kids, or will be mentoring the finalists and the winner of these competitions?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think for us, one of the biggest things is being able to be a part of the conversation where people are focusing on just making music. We want to be there to show people that there's a process to this thing.
Okay.
And definitely be coaching the guys on why you need a distributor, how you distribute, what you need to be focused on when you want to get your name and your brand out there.
For sure.
If I'm not mistaken, you guys focus on independent artists, right? So if you're looking at the up-and-coming artists of the hip-hop, and what are your views, what are TuneCore's views on the upcoming artists in hip-hop? And essentially, what advice would you give these upcoming hip-hop artists if they were looking for, some guidance?
Yeah, man, I think hip-hop in South Africa it's in an exciting place right now. I think obviously we are looking at the music scope has gotten bigger. There's piano, there's all these things that are happening.
Yeah.
But I think hip-hop will never die, and I think what's important is that there's a new generation that's constantly in the background that's innovating. And I think what I want to say to those hip-hop acts is that what they're doing is very much going to be the future of what the sound of music is. Taking the bits from all the influence, because I think hip-hop is great at taking different influences from culture and everyday life, right? And I think these hip-hop artists are really good at putting that into their music, right? So I just want to make sure that as a business, or at least as a business, what we're trying to make sure we're doing is really just taking that next generation and putting them on the platform that they deserve.
Talking about hip-hop, so we celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, and this year's Put Me On is mainly focusing on hip-hop.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, is TuneCore planning to be part of competitions like this in the future? If, let's say, for example, Put Me On comes back again next year, are you guys planning to contribute more?
Yeah, word. I think we always would be anywhere where we think we can support the future of music. So hell yeah, we'll definitely be doing something like this again with you guys. And I think it's important. I think you said 50 years of hip hop. I think is a big thing globally. We also kind of forget that there's been about 20 to 30 years of local South African hip hop.
It's,
and we need
it's
to make
about
it.
40 actually.
Yeah, and
From
we need to
my
make it
mistake,
to our
40 years,
50.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want us to make sure we're making it to our 50, celebrating our 50.
Yes,
So we'll
sir.
be a part of that conversation for sure.
So it's more long term, ne? You're
Long term
looking at
forever,
long
yeah.
term.
Long-term situation going on.
Yeah. And speaking of support, what resources and support will you guys be providing, TuneCore specifically, be providing to the winners of the competition and the runner-ups?
Okay, cool. Yeah. So what we're looking at is obviously offering distribution for the winners and the runners-up.
Okay.
So free distribution for the winners, obviously, so they can literally get their music out there at no cost. Within that, we're also going to be doing a lot of coaching and mentoring. So teaching the artists about how distribution is important and how to do it, as well as just general music industry stuff. We also want to use our platforms to give them a platform as well. You know, we are a global business in that sense, so I'm hoping that we can get some shine and some light on the next generation of African hip-hop artists.
Okay, and then on the note of helping, like free distribution, right? Is there a time period or like a time limit?
Yeah,
Or-
so we'll be able to offer free distribution for a year, so within that year.
Okay.
But the great thing about that is that with our platform, you can release as many times as you want within a year.
Oh, okay.
So once you're in the system,
You better.
you've got to be releasing, and you've got a
Okay.
year to do that, and so
Yeah.
and beyond. So yeah, it's kind of like for us, it's really about being able to allow artists the freedom to get their music out there and find an audience.
Talking about
Perfect.
distribution, I know there's like a lot of distribution companies.
Yeah.
What I want to know is what makes TuneCore different or unique from other companies out there. What do
Yeah.
you think makes it unique? Let me put it like that.
Yeah, I think.
Ngakghami.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I think you know.
according to you, Jay,
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
individual, like what do you think makes it different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think TuneCore's real focus for us, you know, like as you said, there's a lot of distributors, there's a lot of DIY guys where you could do it yourself like us. But our focus is really making sure that artists are really able to do a couple of key things. It's really to get better known, make better music, earn better money, and really find their audience, right? So that's, for us, it's a really artist-centric focus, and I think that's why I think we're really different in the competition in the sense that, like, our entire intention is to be helping artists grow, and on that you need a localization version of that. So
Yes, sir, for sure.
reason why we have got a localized strategy for that is so artists have that kind of need. You can take care of your market and give them the things they need, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense for sure.
And I mean, through this partnership, you guys are expanding your catalog, right? What are the benefits for TuneCore within this whole competition?
Yeah, I think for us, really, the benefit just goes down is that is working with like-minded partners is the key benefit. I think Put Me On has been around for 4 years, 5 years?
5. It's actually 5.
5 years. And if you see what Put Me On's been able to do for a lot of up-and-coming acts, how many incredible artists that are making it now have come through Put Me On. And I think that kind of development, that kind of culture, like I said before, is really the benefit for us to have a partnership that we can work with and grow. So really for us, it's about the partners and about being right in front of helping the talent grow, you know?
So, apart from the partnership, ne, have you guys benefited from the talent itself, like the actual fresh talent from this competition?
Yeah, I think the way we just, you know, as a DIY distributor, we're not a label, so we don't necessarily, we're not overly concerned of taking anything from the artist. That's not how we operate. For us, it's really about making sure that we have the right kind of product for artists to use.
Okay.
So for us benefiting from the artists, yeah, for sure. I think to have people within the TuneCore family is always important. But I think our main goal is just to make sure that we've got the right kind of product to make artists grow, you know?
Now,
That's
tell me,
amazing.
when the show started, Sally mentioned that you're the big guy to talk to in the South.
The head of the body in the south.
You there. But I just want to know, are you guys planning to expand more into the rest of the continent? Or you just keeping it as it is?
Yeah, we're a global business, and we actually do have, you know, entity in East and West Africa. So we're there doing our thing there as well. We are definitely trying to grow Africa as a continent musically. So 100%, like we really are trying to be across the continent.
Yeah.
We're already doing that actually now. You know, I think if you see, I think something we can all agree with is that like the future of music now right now is Africa, right? Africa is all the new talent is kind of coming out of this continent. So yeah, we really are just trying to make sure that we can grow that and give an opportunity for artists to the world, African artists to the world.
Talking about giving opportunity to artists, now tell me, let's say I win this competition. Like, what should I expect from TuneCore other than distribution? Like, do you guys also do playlisting? Because I know some distributions that actually handles like playlisting and, you know, that and that. Actually gives maybe a song the full potential.
Yeah, I'll look for this. So we are really looking at doing a lot of on-the-ground development with these acts. So really working on the basics with them. So you get the distribution. That's a key part of it.
Yeah.
Playlisting and all of those kind of things are things that work within the career of an artist. So while these guys are at where they are right now, we were just making sure we were there, holding their hands, making sure they're getting all that they need. So for us, it's a lot about on-the-ground mentoring, making sure that they've given the right platforms to actually just get themselves out there. Because you know, a lot of the time, people are looking for playlisting and a lot of these things which are important, but it doesn't guarantee a career.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee your future.
100%.
So we want to make sure you've got the basics in place.
Just that you know these brews. You want to see yourself at in the cover of a book.
New
music. What
I want to be in the front.
Hey,
fresh daily.
I want to be in the front there, Poisey. So hey, if there's a way that can make it easier, you understand? We inside. So tell me, how long have you guys been in South Africa?
Locally, we've been in the market for 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years. But TuneCore's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, let's just say I'm trying to make it in the industry or as an artist or whatever, what does the music distribution company believe is crucial for people to know about how to make it or about TuneCore?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, just to make sure I get it right, because I could be giving you some funky answers here. Just like what you need to know as an artist if you want to make it from a distributor. I think one of the biggest things is, the way I kind of put it for a lot of artists is that, like, I think people think that just you do one thing and suddenly it happens. One thing, you get your playlist, and one thing, your music's out there. I think artists should do a lot of reading up and educating for themselves, because I think how this game really works is a lot like baking a cake. It's, you know, you can get all the right ingredients, but you need to have it in the right ratios, having the right timing. And knowing all of that is the best way to make a career. So I think you got to understand that distribution is one part. There's so many other elements to it.
Publishing.
There's also publishing, but all that stuff. And it's also like getting your timing right, getting everything right. Understanding that gives you the best chance, really, I think. So.
What advice would you give an independent artist that is like looking to get it right?
Don't be cha-cha. Like people like
Patience.
I think that's the thing. I think it's interesting.
Take it easy. Work on your craft.
Work in your craft. I think that's the thing. I think it's understanding that, like, you know, there is method to the madness. You know what I mean? So take your time, get your stuff right, find out what works for you. Keep on testing and playing, but always make sure that, like, you're not like trying to drop something in 2 days and expecting it to be a hit.
You want it outside, was it?
Yeah. So it's always just about getting your timing right, understanding your craft. And I think I always say as well is that, like, try find like-minded individuals or community to work with.
Yeah. For sure.
Nobody really does it alone these days. So particularly in South Africa. So try find the right team, you know?
How do you feel about South African hip-hop? Like, where it's at now, from where it started 40 years ago to now?
You know, prophets of the city kind of thing to now. No, I think what's been interesting to see, man, is I've always said that I think South African hip-hop has gone through gone through many elements. It's been the biggest genre of music to like where it's now. I think what's exciting for me is that I think for a long time there's almost like an identity crisis to South African hip-hop. But now I think you're seeing some of the freshest, most innovative, like most genuinely South African kind of styles of hip-hop coming out. And I think that's been really exciting, man. I'm really excited to see what these young guys do.
For sure.
There's so much young talent out there that's killing it. But it feels distinctly like it's our own, you know what I mean? Like, you can hear that it's got elements from around the world, but nobody can do it like a South African can do it when it comes to
100%.
So, with this competition, even if there's a winner, but the whole plan is to support like the top 10.
The top 10.
Are you also gonna play part in that?
I think one of the biggest things is that we don't want it to be something that is just exclusive to
the top,
to
you
the
know,
winner.
top.
So it's gonna be, we will find different ways to support all the artists that are involved in many ways, you know.
For sure. Because that would be great. That would be
yeah.
actually awesome. Everybody can get fair chance.
Yeah, man. And it's like sometimes we think, like we forget, and I'm sure I know from the history of Put Me On.
Yeah.
It's not always the winner that comes out of
Yeah,
the top
it's
at the
not
moment,
always.
right?
Exactly, and that's exactly like something that we spoke about. Even like it won't always be the winner. There'll always be the runner-ups as well that are making it, and the people that were in like the dimmer light that are also like shining now in the years, you know, preceding that.
Exactly. So that's the thing. We want to make sure that it's like everyone is on this journey together, no matter if they're winning or not.
Yeah.
And we just want to be able to support those artists.
Any future plans from TuneCore specifically?
Nobody signed NDAs here, so I can't be telling you our future
plans. It's like that. It's like that.
Understandable.
But just to say, I think it's been a really exciting journey for us as TuneCore to really try and make it, as we say, like really try bring presence into this market.
Yeah.
So the plans are big, and we really are trying to stick it out for a long time. So you're going to see a lot more from us.
For sure.
How can someone that is not participating in the competition get access to TuneCore as their distributor?
Well, you can go to our site. It's a very basic site, www.tunecore.com. There's all the information about our business as a brand there. You can check that out. As well as, you know, we've got TuneCore.Africa as an Instagram page. A lot of information out there. You know, ask questions. That's where that community lives.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, a lot of times you can just find it there.
For sure.
I'm not going to give up my cell phone number.
Just DM
just hit us up by hit us up by the socials. But I think really just checking our site as the blog, all the information. We've got so much rich and robust information on how to on what distribution, how it works, how we work.
Okay.
So yeah.
So is there anything that you would like to tell the contestants that have entered the competition, as well as just everybody who's following the competition as a whole, the whole campaign?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, just make that music, get that music out there, keep on pushing, don't stop.
Don't stop. Don't stop, keep going and never give up, especially on your dreams. I think for me that's the biggest thing. The dreams that never work out is the ones that you like always sleep on. Don't sleep on your dreams, okay?
But yeah, unfortunately we have come to the end of the show for today. We are chilling with the big dogs. Andile Mbete, we thank you. Shout out to Andile, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Shout out to TuneCore, shout out to Sportscene, shout out to Puma. Do keep in touch with us on our social media platforms at Sportscene_SA on Instagram and at Sportscene SA on Twitter. I'll check you out next week. Let's go.
TuneCore.
Away.